Hello, you are watching Dora's Boston Adventure. I'm Dora, that's me. The following 10 minutes, give or take, are my adventures on a trip for a weekend to Boston in order to attend an academic conference in which I had presented a paper that I had written for the Association for Cultural Economics. Coming from an art history background, it was definitely an interesting experience speaking with economists who think in a very different mode than I do. So that was definitely a wonderful experience. I met a lot of people from all over the world were there, and after my presentation was over, I had enough time to sort of take in a couple of the sites. Unfortunately, not as many as I wanted to, but sit back, relax, and enjoy Dora's Boston Adventure. Here's the little apartment place that I'm staying at. It's got a full kitchen, fully equipped. It's got a whole common area, and a nice. There's the bathroom with a bathtub. And if someone's taking a shower, you can go over here and use this one. Pretty nice setup. On the day before I was to give my presentation, I stopped at the Colonnade Hotel, which is where the reception was held for the beginning of the conference, and picked up some information on Boston. So the doorman at the Colonnade Hotel was very nice and told me all about all these different sites, where the original Cheers bar was, all about the aquarium, although I didn't have enough time to visit the aquarium. But he told me to go through this little mall area here in order to get to Back Bay Station, which is where I went in order to get a little bit more visitor information. Here I am in Back Bay Station. And I found this incredibly random statue in the middle of a train station, and I thought it would be nice to take a picture next to it. So I exited the station, and there was a nice grouping of buildings here, so I figured I'd take a picture of me next to these wonderful Boston buildings. I'm not quite sure what you call this kind of architectural structure, but I thought it was nice, and it kind of reminded me of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Very nice, eh? It's a fountain. So after my little walking tour of the Boston area closest to Northeastern University, where the conference is being held, I brought back all of my little visitor information with me back to the dorm room, and continued to freak out about my presentation, which was the next day. Okay, so it's about a half hour before my presentation, and what do you think? They gave me this little name tag so that everybody knows my name, and I'm pretty nervous, but I think I'll do okay. So I'll tell you all about it when I get back home. Okay, bye. Who is that sexy mama? Boy, oh boy. Not quite sure what I was thinking when I was putting my hands in that strange position at my side, but still looking good. Sexy name tag. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have before you an incredibly important work of art for its influence on the future generations of artists. And in conclusion, the end. I just finished giving the presentation. It was a big success. I answered a couple of questions. I didn't sound like a fool, and now the reason why I'm here has been fulfilled, and I'm very happy. And now I am going to enjoy a couple of different sites to see in Boston, starting with the Museum of Bad Art. Instead of going to the Museum of Bad Art first because I missed my commuter rail, I went to Cheers instead, and here I am inside a typical Boston train, and I'm on the orange line right now, and then I'll be switching to the green line, which I am right now. Here's the green line, and with all the lovely people. Dun, 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 dun. So this is Boston. Looks nice. Kind of like a pathetic excuse for Manhattan, but it's nice. Making the way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you gotta go where everybody knows your name. Do, 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 do. And you always said you came. What a total fucking tourist trap, Jesus.
Oh, well.
See what it looks like inside.
Yeah,
sit at the bar? Sit at the bar?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Tables are for dining only. We have 3 bars. We have this one down the hall, and one upstairs, wherever you can go.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Lovely selection of music. Oh no, tourist trap, tourist trap. So that's good old Cheers, and so now that I was done with that, then I figured it was time for me to make my way to the Museum of Bad Art. Now, mind you, I had already gone to the Museum of Fine Art on the Thursday that I arrived into Boston, and I took in a lot of really great high culture while I was there. They have a lot of incredibly important works of fine art there that I didn't even know were there. Millet, Manet, fantastic, you know, impeccable. But it was time to go to the Museum of Bad Art, and I had quite a bit of trouble getting there. As I had already told you, I had missed one of my commuter rails. I was, and then, so I had to take the public transportation. So I took public transportation, which entailed a train and a bus, and then I finally got there. The Museum of Bad Art was everything that I had hoped for and more. Here I am, standing in front of an incredibly hideous work of art, which was so bad that it was good. And even though I had trouble getting there, and of which I even had even more trouble getting back, was stuck during a time in the weekend that I wasn't sure when the buses would be running, and it was raining. The bus stop was in front of a bar, which was filled with lots of drunken Irish people smoking cigarettes outside of it. But they were nice drunken Irish people, and so that made the wait a little bit better. And the bus finally came, which took me to the train, and the train took me back to Northeastern University, and it was all worth it. My parents picked me up from the university. Hi, Mom.
Hi, how are you?
And they're driving me home when we stopped at this lovely service area, that's McDonald's service area, for something to eat and to pee. My cats are very happy to see me because I'm home, and I had a wonderful time.